Bojo. That's the Potawatomi Indian word for hello. My name is Miss Kathleen, and I'm a teacher at the Ephraim Historical Foundation. Today we're going to learn how Door County's beautiful bluffs formed. We'll learn about Native Americans, and you'll have the chance to make your own art with pictographs. So, let's get started by taking a closer look. I'm walking along a rock ridge in Door County. What do you see? Are there living things growing between and on the rocks? Do you see cracks? This rock is old, millions of years old. It is sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock formed by layers of sediment. It formed when a saltwater ocean, the Silurian Sea, covered where I'm standing now, where we live now, where Gibraltar School is, where your house or apartment is. The bedrock that we have here in Door County breaks apart. It fractures both horizontally, that would be kind of like this, across, horizontal means across, and then sometimes the rock cracks vertically, up and down. Do you know farmers still have to pick rocks from their fields in the spring? The rocks break apart, come up to the surface, and boy, you can't run a tractor through a field of rocks, can you? So look for old stone fences in our state parks, maybe on your own land. They're a sign of the past. And think when you see those old stone fences that you are touching things, looking at rock that formed millions of years ago at the edge of a saltwater sea. Pretty amazing, huh? Have you ever watched the movie Finding Nemo? I bet you have. Do you remember all the colorful fish and coral? Nemo's ocean is kind of like the ocean that covered Door County millions of years ago. What does an ocean have to do with this rock? Can you believe that ocean animals and plants helped to form our Door County bedrock? It's true. This rock formed when ocean animals and plants died and sunk to the bottom of the saltwater ocean and the edge of the saltwater ocean to form layers of, well, muck, sediment. The layers of sediment dried out in a way and eventually turned into rock. We can see leftover parts of ocean animals and plants in Door County bedrock. These leftover parts are called fossils. We can see leftover parts of ocean animals and plants in Door County bedrock. A leftover part of an ocean animal or plant in our bedrock is called a fossil. Let's look at some fossils in an old stone fence. Look at this beautiful coral fossil. Do you see the pattern? It's just amazing to think this is what's left from something that was alive in an ocean millions of years ago. Coral fossil. Here's some more honeycomb fossil. It's called honeycomb fossil because it reminded somebody of the honeycomb in a beehive. Of course, this is the leftover parts of something that was alive a long time ago, a type of coral. These wavy lines look like fossils too. I don't know, almost like they were formed when water was moving and maybe settled down. I'm not sure. Maybe one of you can find out the answer. Look at this fossil. That spiral pattern, that is amazing. I wonder what it is. or what it was when it was alive. Maybe somebody can find out. Fossils sure are interesting, but there's one important thing to remember, boys and girls, and that is, if you find fossils on someone else's land or in state or county parks, leave them be. Look at them, but please don't take them home. That's taking something that doesn't belong to you. It belongs to everybody. So leave the fossils where you find them so other people can discover them and enjoy them too. We've been talking about fossils in Door County rocks. Did you know that a rock ridge extends all the way up and down the Door Peninsula? This map is an aerial map. An aerial means from the air. So this map was a picture taken from the air. Let's find where we are on this map. We're right here. Fish Creek is to the south, Ephraim to the north, and in between is Peninsula State Park. And I bet some of you have been down to Sturgeon Bay and maybe even crossed the big bridge over the Ship Canal. And I bet more of you have been up to Gills Rock. Maybe some of you even live in Gills Rock. And some of you have been to Washington Island and beyond it, Rock Island. We can see that the rock ridge extends, like I said, all the way up and down the Door Peninsula. That entire rock ridge is called the Niagara Escarpment, and it covers Door County. It's kind of like the backbone of Door County, but it also goes beyond Door County. It circles up towards Canada and circles down towards Chicago. In fact, there's even a little bit of Niagara Escarpment at Niagara Falls. Gosh, it's kind of amazing. Surrounding our bit of the Niagara Escarpment, our rock ridge that helps form the Door Peninsula, is water. Water that's part of Lake Michigan and, of course, Green Bay. Well, who uses the Niagara Escarpment? People do. People use the rock for buildings and roads. Birds use the Niagara Escarpment too. Birds follow the rock ridge by flying north in summer and south in winter. Now, who knows the word that describes when animals move because of the changing seasons? If you said migration, you're right. As I said, water wraps around the rock ridge. Birds use the rock ridge and surrounding water as migration, as a migration corridor. Some bats migrate too, by the way, and follow the rock ridge. Bats also hibernate in the cracks of the rock. The rock ridge, the Niagara Escarpment, is loved by tourists, and maybe you too. Have you ever driven to Peninsula State Park or perhaps Ellison Bluff County Park and enjoyed a gorgeous view from high atop the bluff? Oh, don't you just love living in Door County? Thank goodness for the bluffs. The first people to live in Door County also enjoyed the beautiful views. Native nations lived here for many years. These Indian nations still live in Wisconsin. They are the Menominee Nation, the Ojibwa Nation, the Potawatomi Nation, and others. Just like you, these Indian people traveled back and forth along the waters surrounding Door County. Long, long ago, some of these Native American people drew pictures on a bluff in northern Door County. The pictures are called pictographs. They've disappeared with time. These people also fished for lake trout. They hunted deer and bear that live in the woods covering the bluffs. They used the wonderful resources found in Door County for food and fun, just like you do today. And Just like you, some visited today's Nicolet Beach, which is in Peninsula State Park. In summer, those woodland Indian families of long ago lived in a village at Nicolet Beach. Of course, this was way before Peninsula became a state park. We know this is true because of stories told by Native nations and because scientists have found evidence like pieces of clay pots that they made many, many years ago. I mentioned the Potawatomi Indians. They lived in Door County a long time ago, and they still live right here in Wisconsin today. They live across the waters of Green Bay and Forest County. Other Potawatomis live in Kansas and Illinois, and of course in different cities and towns across America. Did you know that an important Potawatomi chief is buried close to Gibraltar School? Let me tell you his story.